last year now, I cheated on Arii, and it hurt her a lot. But yeah, whilst we were like in bed with each other, I took like photos of us, you know, not of us, of her, sorry. And that's something that she was very, very like adamantly not okay with, you know. And that is it's actually criminally fucked up for me to do, because it wasn't like with her consent or anything, you know.
New day, new drama. It's almost like it's mandatory for every content creator to go through some kind of controversy at least once in their career. This time, we are talking about serious things like non-consensual intimate filming of a woman and cheating, and some sprinkles of victim behavior, creating false accusations of blackmail, view-botting, you name it. This is Ian, better known as ShrodingerLee. He is a Korean-Australian streamer based in Sydney, Australia. He began his career with Minecraft and Valorant in 2020 by being motivated by a streamer friend. Gradually, his content started shifting from simple funny stream to e-dating content.
Okay, are you feeling tired?
Maybe.
Maybe? Do you wanna sleep together after?
What the fuck?
He started to blow up in 2022 because of his short clips going viral mainly on TikTok but also on Reels and Shorts. Later in the same year, he did a face reveal which was taken very positively by the community. He's sitting at 900,000 Twitch followers, 2 million TikTok followers, 1.6 million YouTube subscribers, and around 200,000 Instagram followers. So it is safe to say that he's one of the more popular and successful content creators on the platforms. Surprisingly, he had no controversies, a clean slate until last year. This matters more about his personal relationships and behavior instead of his content. Now, his relationships were always very public because he was making e-dating content. Obviously, everything was public. He dated multiple streamers like Mira and Inoki, but his public relationship with Arii began in 2024. Both of them started making content together. They did joint streams for Valorant and League, and they also appeared together in real events occasionally. This relationship was framed as healthy and supportive on the surface. But a year and a half later, on 12th January 2026, Arii released a 45-page document sharing some pretty messed up stuff about Lee. Now, there's a lot to go through in this document, and link is in the description if you want to completely read it. But here's a quick summary. Disclaimer. All of this is Arii's allegations except the part where Lee's confessions serve as a proof. Why does this document exist? This document was written on January 7, 2026 after Arii exhausted all the private resolutions. She mentioned that she is a very private person and she avoided drama for 4 years of streaming. She decided to speak publicly because of the misinformation spreading to her real-life friends and family. The core incident of this entire situation is non-consensual filming. Arii mentioned that she had stated her boundary throughout the relationship. She didn't want any nudes or filming or any sort of intimate thing on the device. Now, she did this because she had some prior trauma involving intimate images. But on October 25th, 2025, she caught Lee filming during without consent. She discovered 3 videos in total. One was recorded that very day, which she deleted in panic. But she also found 2 other videos which were from their Japan trip around 1 month ago. Obviously, this filming happened secretly without asking, around a month apart. Well, that's what we know of at least. When Arii confronted Lee about this, he claimed confusion and said, "I didn't mean to." He could not explain why he did it. He just said that these videos were only for him. Obviously, this was wrong because Arii had clearly mentioned that she does not want to be filmed. So non-consensual filming, which is a crime. She considered calling police immediately, but she felt guilt and fear about reporting him until the next day when she contacted the police because she was afraid that maybe Lee has more of her footage that she does not know of. The police acknowledged the seriousness, but they did not take any immediate action. They told her to report if anything appears online. Now, this is a bad part, right? You contact police because you know somebody has your intimate photos and they tell you, well, will help you when the videos are released online. Like, what's the point of calling the police at that point? But anyways, Lee and Arii had planned to move in together by January 2026. His actions destroyed these plans, so she now faced some problems. Her lease for her house was ending, roommates were leaving, she was facing possible homelessness because she just didn't have money to afford another house. So she asked Lee for financial compensation. This happened on the same day when she found the videos on his phone. Now she claims that this was just a compensation, it wasn't blackmail, and both of them agreed. Lee agreed to pay 18,000 Australian dollars, which is around 12,000 USD. He said he would pay 12,000 immediately and 6,000 later in December. Now this money was intended to cover the housing security for Arii. She also mentioned later that she refused the remaining $6,000. She had a lot of proof for this transaction to show that the payment was voluntary. Lee said that it was the right thing to do and he wished her well. Now on October 29th, Lee sent the money and he also asked if he should confess publicly and quit content creation for her. She didn't want to cancel him or create any public drama because it would ruin both of their careers. She wanted to pursue her master's degree and to her accountability mattered, but it was just too risky to share everything online. So they agreed that he would only tell his close friends and family and he does not need to go public about this incident, and she would not pursue any legal action. He thanked her for saving his career, and the next day on October 30, he went live anyway.
Last year now, I cheated on Arii, and it hurt her a lot. But yeah, whilst we were like in bed with each other, I took like photos of us, you know, not of us, of her, sorry. And that's something that she was very, very like adamantly not okay with, you know. And that is just, it's actually criminally fucked up for me to do, because it wasn't like with her consent or anything, you know.
He publicly stated that he committed a crime, he filmed Arii without consent, and he cheated emotionally. He also claimed that we decided to go public, which obviously is false, as we discussed, because they clearly decided that he does not have to go public. It did spread online, and she started receiving threats afterwards, because internet is a weird place. Now till here, it seemed like Lee was truly sorry for his mistakes and he knew how serious the situation was and he wanted to fix it and he wanted to take accountability. But on later streams, he admitted that she asked him not to share details and that he went public to show accountability. But he also downplayed cheating. After this, he also weaponized his late ex to justify his filming behavior. So he mentioned that he had this ex who, well, basically he used to do all this filming, etc. with her, but she passed away. So basically he's trying to justify all the actions that he has committed through all of this. Arii went live on her main channel and she still tried to defend him and took partial blame. She also asked her audience to stop discussing it and she lied to reduce backlash against Lee. Arii also mentioned that Lee repeatedly claimed that his past exes cheated on him when they were in a relationship, as well as he was financially abused, which later proved to be false, by the way. According to the timeline, he started flirting with Arii while he was still in a relationship with Mira. Of course, Mira and Arii did not know about this until now. If you thought things couldn't get any worse, you would be wrong. Lee also started emotionally manipulating everybody. He started avoiding difficult conversations, he frequently blocked Arii, and he ran to stream instead of resolving issues by talking. He accused Arii of ruining his career, trapping him, and forcing him to confess, which, by the way, we just discussed that Lee wanted to do this by himself. Arii told him not to confess, but he decided to confess regardless. And now he's claiming that she forced him to do this. So basically, Lee is contradicting his own statements of the past. It's just a lot of inconsistencies with his statement and they're like serving his nails that he keeps adding to the coffin. Arii also requested him to remove all the prior content that they made together because she didn't want other people to misunderstand what's going on, especially because of the situation. But he refused to do it, saying that he had spent money on edits and he had all the rights to these videos, etc., etc. On January 4, 2026, he blocked Arii everywhere within minutes. She went live on stream and she explained the breakup, corrected all the misinformation, but later Lee called her during the same stream and accused her of airing drama. He changed the story again and claimed that she forced his confession. Now, she put her call on speaker and he pivoted to portraying himself as a victim yet again. He claimed that he was getting death threats and people even planned arson attacks against him. Now, something a little bit unrelated, but Arii also mentioned that he was viewbotting. He inflated viewership for around 12 months and every time when bots refreshed, his follower growth would be negative. Now you might be thinking, after all the serious things we've discussed, viewbotting, what are we going to do with viewbotting? Now this is more of a broader pattern. This shows us that Lee was insecure and he really cared about his image. He wanted to control how he appeared to the public. So he tried to manufacture his success. Now, according to all the info that we have, we can see that Lee does not respect other people's personal boundaries. He lied multiple times to spin the narrative in his favor. He emotionally manipulated other people to get what he wants, and he also acted like a victim to garner sympathy. He prioritizes his career and image over everything else. He probably tried to take accountability because he was afraid that if somebody else revealed it, it would be worse for him as compared to if he came out and confessed it publicly. But later, when he received too much backlash, he changed the stories. Now, ShrodingerLee still hasn't replied to this document. Let's see if he does. I'll catch you guys in the next one.